Check, check, check. Oh, it's really loud. Let's bring you down a little bit. I know I'm gonna be quiet. That's a lot. Okay. I think this will be about where I'll be at for about the. This is about where I'm gonna be at for the duration. I have a hanger stuck in my cable. Hello? Welcome back. It's been a minute. A little bit longer than I had intended to take in between these. The first two I kind of did almost back to back, but this one took a little bit longer. I had to go out and about, live some life, have some stories to bring back. I told my friend Kenneth about this. I didn't tell him I didn't tell him about the channel or where to find this or what I was naming them, but I said I was doing it. I think that might have, in part, something to do with why it took so long. Two of the CRTs are off this time. I think that I fucked up the wiring. Or wiring sounds a lot more technical than what I actually did. I kind of just messed up plugging it in. My phone is my camera. To break character here for character to address to call out to the fourth wall, acknowledge it. But you're sitting on my chair again. I was able to find my Scotch tape dispenser that holds you so firmly on my phone. It took me a minute. I was balancing a candle in there and it kept going down, and then I realized I could tie my shoe with its own laces to the chair. And that keeps it propped up pretty well. That keeps it propped up pretty well. I've been hanging out with my friends a lot more. I've been very, very broke. I haven't had that much money lately. And that kind of means that I just kind of lay down right there. And I don't do much except sit on the phone. Right now, recording this is kind of keeping me off the phone, and it's allowing me to kind of focus on something else. This podcast, this talk show, this whatever exists. I've been trying to write a book for about a month and a half now. I think I've started chewing through the actual topics that I want to speak on: fatherhood, aging, love, mainly monkeys. Been big on monkeys lately. I was talked about lightly on them last time. I keep motioning. What is this? Help! Help me! Help! I tried to get this recording started earlier. You guys would have been able to hear my neighbors. They were getting their lovely little freak on. Today for our entertainment in the background we have, I think, the exact same game of Roy Ness, Evangelion again, and Happy Gilmore, as well as the usual that camera. See if I can zoom in on something else. That's you over there. The flash. It's the camera. I try to get this episode recorded like 2 weeks ago, but my camera or my PC itself entirely just kind of shit the bed. Well, the PC itself was fine. I forgot how to log in. I updated Windows, and it asked me to put in my password, not my PIN. I've been using my PIN to log in for like 3 years on this computer now. And it asked me my password. I don't know about you, but I read it pretty quickly, and it's really hard to differentiate PIN versus password. And I'm sure passcode would have been a whole separate slew of issues, but I put in my PIN about 3-4 times before I realized it was asking for something else. And then amidst attempting the variations of my password that I have, I just locked myself out. I tried to get the two-step verification sent to my phone, and it just said not available for this account at the time. Please try again later. I looked up what that meant. Essentially, Windows was very nicely telling me that fuck you, I don't think this is you, and you keep trying to log in. And I was on my hands and knees begging Windows to let me in. I sent in 3 separate forms that they have. Well, I sent the same form 3 times. I got denied 3 times saying, hey, this is me, hey, this is me, hey, this is me. They didn't believe me. All in all, I had to take my computer over to my friend Blake's, and we had to take it out back and tell it to look at the beautiful little the Rams playing in the valley. Adam Sandler getting stroked from behind by his coach. Yeah, that RAM, the PC kind of screwed me over. I'm just now trying to get into CS:GO or CS2. I've been so late on it that I'm gonna have to start on the second one. I watched a lot of Counter-Strike videos growing up. A lot of Leafy is here, self-admittedly, before somebody else tells you. I was a Leafy fan, not a fan. I think I was kind of also a hate watcher, but I didn't enjoy Leafy as a person, but I really enjoyed the surf. I'd enjoyed watching Counter-Strike just as a concept. Raccoon Eggs, another name from that time, if you guys are familiar. Very popular shit talker, I think, is kind of a very, very easy way to put it. I really enjoyed listening to them, watching them, and finally decided it was my turn to get into it. I started trying to queue up some CS. I haven't downloaded FACEIT. I haven't bought Premiere even yet. My gloves are still default and my guns are still very boring, but it will all come in due time. Right now I have a very shitty PC and like mouse and no mouse pad. It's very archaic computer setup. I don't think that I have put too much thought into it, but we will soon. My mouse will get my mic will get better. My headset will have earmuffs on both sides, and I'll get a mouse pad, and then I will start clicking on heads in Counter-Strike. Until then, I think this is going to be once again my main form of entertainment. This week, me and my friend Fatass are going out to Dallas, and we're going to go see Pink Panthers. I'm quite excited about that. I really hope that whatever set list she has planned has a lot of songs. I've been a pretty big fan of her for probably coming up on 4 years now. I think 2021. What is that? 5 years? Yeah, little under 5 years. I've been a big fan of hers, but I haven't gotten the chance to see her. Whether this, that, or the other, I've missed all her tours, and me and my friend, who is also a huge fan, are finally going to get the opportunity to catch her, and I'm really excited for this. I last year I went to a bunch of concerts on my wall that you cannot see right now. I have someone just got fucking smoked, like hella. Not looking over, but I just wanted a drink. I got reminded that I have one. Anyway. Yeah, I'm finally catching Pink Panthers. I went to a lot of concerts last year. Damn. It's hard. The mirror's fucking with me. There's a lot of me's right now. Whoa. I didn't realize that. Anyway, I went to a lot of concerts last year. I got the opportunity to see Jordy Greep, LCD Sound System, Cameron Winter, and whatnot. But this year I've been very cooped up. I've been stuck inside the hizzy. My cat Momo was very sick, and he unfortunately didn't make it, but that took up a vast majority. Alongside other stuff, it took a lot of my winter, took a lot of my early spring, and I'm kind of ready to de-thaw. I think it's going to be a brown boy summer. I think we're going to be bumping to Bad Bunny. I think we're going to be listening to Hollis. I think we're going to be They're going to be jumping. But more importantly, we're going to be listening to Pink Panthers live and in action, live and in person this weekend in Dallas, Texas. If you're partaking, you're probably not. You probably haven't. By the time anybody starts listening to this, it'll probably have happened already. And hopefully, I will have also moved out at some point. I think like I said earlier, my neighbors were having sex right there, not right there, but like over there. I think if I were to echolocate their room, I think they have a pretty similar setup to me. I think our beds are in the exact same spot, getting different amount of usage on the nightly basis. But I do think that within the month I will have moved out again with fat ass. Hopefully, maybe they'll join me on the next episode. But hopefully I'll be moved out. Hopefully into a house. I just sent them a very lovely 3-bedroom that I found, and I want to have something nice. I'm sick of not having shit. My neighbors all walk in the middle of the road. There's shit on the roads, and the gym always smells fucking insane, which I'm not expecting a gym to smell great. But I'd like for it to not smell like shit. I think that would make me quite happy. There's no toilet paper in the gym. Learned that the hard way. My pride is still in that urinal. But it was this apartment, for what it's worth, the 4 walls I quite enjoy. Maybe next time I need to clean this place up and like maybe have a tour. My last apartment I packed up before properly having a chance to furnish it. This one, maybe I've over furnished for what it's worth. My shitty little 1 bed. There's no such thing as over furnishing. But between my few moves, I was able to keep all of my belongings in like 3 Kroger baskets and my PC. I owned nothing. But now I've garnered quite a collection of things. I'm trying to collect more things. Big into things lately and possessing. Speaking of possessing, I've been watching the NBA playoffs a lot, and the spectacle of sports is becoming something that my brain is beginning to like in the absence of a lover. Maybe maybe not the absence of a lover, but more so the older I get, there seems to be like less embedded community. I think you kind of get told that a lot in high school, where it's like the last. I don't remember who it was. I think there was some shitty comedian, some fucking dickhead who I hate, had a great idea once where they said like the last 60 days of high school was an experience where everybody kind of like hated each other or maybe had their own. That was scary. It sounded like something knocked back at me. But everybody in high school had their own like comminglings amongst themselves, where we kind of escaped. We had their own like the goths, the nerds, whatever high school stereotypes you want to form. We all kind of just spoke to each other. I don't know if that was true to y'all, but he spoke of the last 60 days of high school where everybody kind of looked up for once and went, "Oh, we all kind of exist in the same plane and have forever, and now soon we're not going to." Not to dwell too long on it, but I was a COVID baby, so I didn't get the opportunity to do that. So, class of 2020. But kind of more so what I want to speak on is the fact that it kind of like didn't. Oh, sports kind of gives us that. It gives us the last 60 days. You go to the bar and you kind of maybe they're at home going through a divorce or whatever, but like the Spurs are up. Fuck everything else, but my Spurs are winning. Fuck Israel. Maybe we're giving them $1 bazillion, but right now Denny's getting absolutely fucking smacked, and it hopefully will continue that way for the rest of the series. This is day 2 of the playoffs. I got to watch my good friend Slate have the absolute heart attack of a lifetime. We went to a Buffalo Wild Wings to watch day one. And over the span of maybe like, I think we were there for like 3, 4 hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. I think he had maybe 4 beers, a one meal, a 10-piece wing meal, and maybe like two more, maybe 6 beers at an absolute maximum, and an appetizer. No, it was 4 beers, a meal, and an appetizer, and it cost them $70 before tax, and I burst out laughing. It took me 2 minutes to compose myself. Maybe it's not to y'all an absurd amount, but I know Slate's financial situation, and that's a pretty penny. Not it would be to me too. I I sat there and drank 2 beers very slowly over the course of that time, and I paid $13, and I was quite happy with my transaction. Kenneth, our other friend, sat and ate. It sat and had a similar amount. I think we had a perfect gauge where I spent $20, Kenneth spent $50, and Slate spent $70. And there was a BuzzFeed show. Sorry, I'm stuck. Step bro. But I think there was a BuzzFeed show where a little Asian guy would go around and he would go, "I'm gonna spend $30, $50, and $80, and I'm gonna tell you which one is worth it for what at what price point." And I think that's kind of the experience that Ken and Slate ended up having. Fixed my hair because I hated it. Now you can't even see the heads. I guess if you look at it, if you look at me, you can see me. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be going out of town to go see Pink Panthers, and I'm quite excited about that. I think that it is gonna be a super fun time. I think me and Fat Ass are gonna be able to jump up and down to our heart's content, vibe to the music. My vocabulary, uh, not to expose myself too much, but I'm a big fan of the Yard, and I felt like this week, Slime said something where he felt like his old vocabulary was like grayed out, and I think that I feel that whenever I put myself in front of a microphone. I always want to take the easiest road for words, and I don't have I don't have to do that. I can take the hard. I can choose to take the hard words, but they're a lot harder for me to get there naturally. I really have to sit down and think about what I'm trying to say, and I think that's really hard to do while I'm talking. I don't really have that talent. I think I can just start spewing and word vomiting, but if it comes to having a thoughtful conversation, I think I struggle quite a bit. I burped in the middle of talking and I kept talking. You guys can't see that. It was Shinji. It was Shinji hiding his balloonies. Oh, Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth. Oh, Kenneth. I love you so much, Kenneth. I think this year and the last year, I think I took a lot of strides to try and strengthen my relationships within the circles that I was already in. I think maybe 6 months before I made that decision, I was struggling a lot with trying to find new circles and new belonging, attempting to try and fit into new places that maybe I wasn't as comfortable in. I decided firstly, I need to find where my comfort is. I'm 23 now, and a lot of the people who I considered friends once are out of my life for one reason or the other. Whether they moved, or whether we fell out, or whether I fell out with somebody that we had in common, and now I don't hit him up. I think I've fallen out with a lot of. That sounds bad. I've fallen. I've grown apart with a lot of people. So I think I'm trying to become a lot closer with the people that I have now. trying to value the people who take their time out of their day to speak to me. I think that for a long time I didn't really value that. I think I kind of took it for granted, the fact that people want to be in the same general space as me. And I think now I'm just now in my 20s developing a sense of empathy. Not empathy, but a more like, not only do we exist in the same time and space, we are making the active decision to. And that means a lot. It's not just like we have, that is time. And the older I get, the more you realize that that's all you have. Time. I'm old. I feel old. Maybe I'm not. I'm 23 once again. But I feel like I've had a lot of moments in my life where I have to have a step back and really recontextualize what I believe and why I believe it. And I think that's something that not necessarily that people don't have a challenge, but something that maybe people don't speak on about it as much, where they just kind of have their world shifted and then they continue to live in that shift, as opposed to ever really looking back and comparing the grass. Sometimes the grass is drier than where you were before. You just got to get used to it. I don't know. I really want to write this poem or this book or this poetry book, this collection. But I find a lot of struggle in continuing to do so. Continuing to work even in days where I may not feel it. And I haven't felt it for a while. I find myself grinding. And then I'll just stop. I'll burn myself out on it. And then I'll go, you know what? This is pretty far. I think I'm happy with my 48% progress. Where if I just put in, I just gotta, I don't know what I just have to do. I don't think there's a just. I think I have to appreciate more the battle of everything, the attempt at it. Because damn, that show is fucking, sorry. Evangelion down there in the bottom, directly behind me actually. You can't even see it. But yeah, you can, yeah. I'm not gonna move. You gotta guess. Sorry. But I sense a sloth in me. And I just can't kill him. Not kill him, but I can't light I can't light a fire under his ass, cuz that's what I need. That's what I've been told I need my whole life. But I find the sloth so pensive. I find him in motion. Still. But in contempt. I see him trying to reach out. Very slowly. But if I interrupt him, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what direction he's going yet. I can't speed him up. You know? I'm not sure if I can quite explain that, but I feel maybe that's me. Maybe I'm the sloth. Well, maybe I know I'm the sloth, but I'm saying more so the idea of me is that sloth. Me as in my human body is that sloth. Where I'm not really going to be quite sure of where to reach out until I've garnered enough time in my sack of resources. My sack of burnt resources. Because wisdom is amount of time that you have lived, but it's how much time have you spent living? which is different. The amount of time that you're alive is different the amount of time that you have spent living. And I think I really want to explore that idea of wisdom. I may not I may not be old, but I've experienced a lot and I want to continue to do so. And I think in that experiencing of wisdom, I will grow older. I will find I will find the wrinkles will find me deep will find my tissue deep. I'm not sure what that means. Deep in my tissue, my wrinkles will find me or whatever. Some shit like that. Whoa, guys. We're not flying by on this one. 25 minutes. I'm kind of losing you. Think I'm think I'll try and reel this one back in a little bit, but I think in that exploration, I've spent my last 5 years doing fucking jack shit. My school life, I've kind of spent it really, really trying pretty hard at learning until I decided that it wasn't cool anymore. Until I decided that the eventual payoff wasn't gonna be a good trade for me. So now I've kind of been experiencing life, whatever that may mean, in my travels, in my working, in my suffering, an attempt to live, an attempt to learn. I think I've been doing, but maybe I've just been forcing that hand, forcing the idea of learning. Maybe if I stick my hand into the fire enough, it'll stop hurting. When I just have to not stick my hand into the fire. And Slate spent $70 at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's fucking crazy. I would be so mad. And then I circled it with a Sharpie, and the waitress came back and she said, "Does that look good?" And I was laughing so hard, and Slate just had to look at her and go, "Yeah, it looks good." And he spilled a cup of water on the way out. That was not Slate's day. His Thunder won the next day by like 20 points, so that's fine. He'll live. Don't worry about him. I love Slate. We're gonna go to Broken Bow, Oklahoma again ooh, for a cabin trip. Ooh. It should be fun. We're gonna go over the summer. Gonna see a lot of friends. I'm gonna try. Maybe I can film one of these. I really want to try and continue this. I feel this keeps me honest. This keeps me. This is the Me News Network, and the only topic is me. This is the Me News Network. That's really funny. I meant the Tomodachi Life Me News Network, and then I realized it was just me and N. Tomodachi Life has been the flavor of the week after Pokopia has after everybody beat Pokopia and decided that their island was never going to be as good as they want it to be, so why even begin it? Everybody's been making me's of each other. On Fat Ass's Steenfeld Island, we got Charlie Kirk falling in love with Kenneth Champion. Fanta, I believe, is best friends with Pink Panthers. And I listen to poop music. And, holy fuck. I didn't, sorry. On my friend Slate's island in Tomodachi Life, he gave me a very, very dark me that I guess looks like me. I guess I have to sit here and say that it looks like me. I hate it, but maybe it does. I've lost all perception of what I look like. I am not that person in the mirror, because that person in the mirror looks different than the person in the camera. That looks different than the person in my head. That looks different than the person in the photo that somebody else took. Fucking bananas. Insane. I don't know. But on this island, with this me that I guess was me, I was in a white room listening to poop music, saying how it speaks to my soul, crying. And I think I was looking around just now and I was like, damn, I'm in a white fucking room where I just listen to poop music and cry. And I was like, fuck, they got me. And I was mad then too, but now I'm more mad because it's super accurate because these walls are white as shit. I never realized that. I guess I put shit on them as fast as I could so I wouldn't have to look at them, but seeing how barren they are is really catching. Really putting. Damn, this place is gonna look awful. Chris's phone low battery. It's been at low battery the whole time. Did I step on the charger? No, it should still be charging. Maybe I dropped it enough times. I dropped my phone quite a few times while I was attempting to get this the same camera shot as before. I don't think I got it quite right, but I wasn't gonna check. And neither are you. All 40 viewers. But I don't know. I didn't really, the last couple weeks I wrote down, or the last two recording sessions I did write down ideas. Oh, I didn't do that. Yeah, this one I didn't write anything. I just kind of was gonna wing it. Evil High. But last time I had an idea that the next time I did this I was going to do a tour, not a tour, but I have to, like I said, I'm going to move soon with Fat Ass, ideally. But I want to do a t-shirt donation haul. I want to go through all the shirts that I've garnered over the years and see what I'm going to donate and see what I'm going to take with me, because this closet is pretty damn full. This is the empty side too, but the bottom, there's a bag down there full of Lord knows what. There's an orange Sharpie from Pumpkin Spice season. There's a lot of shit in there. And next time I'm going to try and empty out a bunch of it so that we can have a wet t-shirt contest. Not really. I want to try and go through all my t-shirts and see what I'm going to donate or not. This one with the feet is staying. Spoiler alert. But I'm ready to try and get all of my closet trimmed down. I really got to start packing soon. I'm looking at going to a concert next week too, but how awesome would it be if instead of doing any of that bullshit, I went to a concert. What? What if instead of moving and doing any responsible shit, I just fucking went to a concert instead? Maybe two concerts for Pink Panthers and Ninja Jirachi in Dallas. That'd be super exciting. That would be super exciting. Oh, this is just like conversational practice. This is quite upsetting. I want to try and. What else? I felt like a mannequin a lot of the time this weekend. I was out, I was very much so a fish out of water, out of my element, listening to two true basketball heads throw back and forth opinions at each other. I was kind of the in between, trying to throw very very jarring opinions to have something conversational that I could at least pretend to know how to defend at least a little bit. But at the end of the day, I was just sitting there staring at two people have a very in-depth conversation with names that I've never heard before. But just I could loosely understand it, but it was more so the fact that they were so weathered in their techniques. so comfortable in the history that they have been present for. A lot of math on the screen down here. On the screen. I believe this is when Shinji. Oh no, this is the classroom. I thought this was Shinji's dad speaking to his mother. Oh, I'm so excited. I really hope I can move. I think I've been so sick of my neighbors for about goddamn 6 months now. It has been hell. They just fuck like crazy upstairs. Everybody just walks all over the goddamn road and shits on the sidewalk. It's been so upsetting. But hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to, like, do any fucking thing that I want. Be able to smoke, be able to drink, I guess I can drink. I just can't smoke. And that's it's quite upsetting. I would love to smoke. I would love to I'd love to spark up, brother. But I'm also excited just to have to have a roommate again. I fucking hate fat ass's guts, but I cannot deny how fun it would be to just bullshit and have random things going on all the time. Hopefully, me and my friends can use that house as a home base. We can have Kenneth and Slate and Damien over. I think that'd be quite nice. There's a few places we're looking at. A few of them got sniped. I'm quite upset about it, but I'm in a better financial situation now. Now that I have time to. Now that I've had some more time to save, I'm in a better financial situation. I gotta pay for my cat. I don't know. This one I'm gonna end pretty suddenly. I think I'm tired now. Oh, 37 minutes. This isn't that suddenly. All right, I'm gonna let me come back. Let me give y'all. Let me scratch my brain a little bit longer, because I think I've been bouncing between the same 4 topics right now, and I think that's okay. Apparently, that's what's been going through my head, but. Fuck, I can't think of anything right now. I'm trying to think of one song to give you guys to listen to. I have a shelf. You guys should listen to Ladies and Gentlemen, We're Floating in Space by Spiritualized. This is a great album. This is one tablet, 70 minutes. This is a great album. My favorite track off this is Stay With Me. Super recommend it. I think that you will enjoy it. If you're a friend of mine who has found this, please be gentle to me when you speak to me on it. If you are a stranger who has stumbled upon this, I hope you have a great night. I'll see you guys next time.